Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome back to the Eastern Wing. It's been a while. Today I'm drinking hydrogen hydroxide or dihydrogen monoxide or water. I, for the past few days, have been smack dab right there in the middle of trying to pass a kidney stone. And I can feel it up there in the urethra Franklin, and it's getting close to the bladder, so it's not going to be the pain it was for too much longer. Suffice it to say, I've been clouded lately. Something did arrive. Here they are. These are going to be my giveaways, although I might keep this one. And I'll tell you what we have here, and I'll tell you why I'll keep this one. This originally had a different name. It was the TX 568. I don't know. But it had a brushed motor. Well, somehow, and of course the modern one has a brushless outrunner. So I found this on eBay, and you know how sometimes sellers have a whole bunch of things that are, in a lot and you can get them cheap. Well, that's what I did. So it had this long can 400 in it, but I don't fully understand. Oh, they're not here right now. They're in the box. There were a bunch of 2S lithium ion cells and a bunch of 3S lithium ion cells. Now, I know this one. Here, let's look at this one. This one's stock. It still needs a little work. I'll tell you why the person turned this one back to the manufacturer. This is their little brushless outrunner and a cooling plate attached to the motor to keep it cool. This particular motor doesn't have any fins, and it's kind of a smaller motor. It's, I don't have a measuring stick. It's that wide. Well, this one came with this frozen up Speed 400 and obviously a factory receiver ESC combo. And I don't know if they pulled this out of the other version or if this was an interim version. They made some adjustments to account for this motor. They had to flip the battery tray up there. So I dug through my pile of outrunner motors, and I found an outrunner motor that would fit. Things are pretty snug here, so I'm going to have to run this in for a while before I see full potential. Anyhow, that's just a screw floating around there. Anyhow, I'm going to give this one away as a prize. Now, why did the owner return it to the seller? Well, obviously, the first thing he did was ran smack into the side of the swimming pool, and he's created a little leak in here. Now, either I can fix it or whoever gets it can fix it. It's just a matter of putting some JB Weld in there, the marine stuff, the white stuff. It'll blend right with this. You'll never see it. Might even put a little dabble on the outside. because he kind of split it back to here, and no doubt this thing was taking on water. So he said, "Oh, it's no good. It doesn't work." Rather than knowing what he's doing. That's what happens with a lot of these toy grade boats. They get treated like toys. My dad always told me to take care of my toys, and they'll take care of me. So I'm going to fix this one up. I'm going to put this 3800 kV motor in here. I have no idea what that one is. It's probably fairly low. And I'll run this on 2S to start with and see what it does. Maybe it won't get clogged up in the weeds in my pond. Until next time, boys and girls. Oh, you know what? There is one thing I want to say. H2O Mechanic. I've been looking at his stuff, and he and I think along the same lines many times. Anyway, he's got a mini lathe, and this is the stock chuck that comes on the mini lathe. And you can see how I can wiggle these jaws around. See that? That's not good. You want your jaws to be like this one, that they don't move at all. They're snug. They're tight. Tight. It's very tight. This is actually for my rotary table. I have a Sandu one now on my milling machine. Now, the whole point was he was using outside jaws on his lathe, and when you got a little tiny piece chucked up right here and it's only this long, it's really hard to get past these jaws. These are for clamping something on the outside. These are for expanding and clamping something on the inside, like a pipe. Plus, they have the secondary feature of holding anything round here in the center. So that's the way that works. I should send these to him, but I would not be doing him a favor. What would be more of a favor is to tell him to consider a Sandu chuck. I noticed he was truing up the hubs on one of his props, but in the light, if you looked at it real close, you could see chatter marks all across it. And you don't want chatter marks. I mean, you got to sand them out. No, a lathe should give you it should give you a finish like that. So if you get a better chuck, you'll be in better shape. There you go. Oh man, I tell you what, I feel pretty poor. But I've probably shed more pounds than I can imagine. So until next time, boys and girls, jet out.